You know where we don't take blame for what we have done wrong, and instead we go about pointing fingers. This person did that person did that. That's what I'm talking about today. And I'm not just talking about why we point fingers. I'm talking about the dangers, the side effects, the problems that come from blaming others instead of taking responsibility for what you have done wrong.
Inspira Central. Inspira Central. Inspira Central. Inspira Central.
Hello fellow inspirers, welcome. It's me, your girl Monica, the chief inspirer herself. I'm happy to have you join me. Today my topic is the dangers of blaming others. You know where we don't take blame for what we have done wrong, and instead we go about pointing fingers. This person did that person did that. That's what I'm talking about today. And I'm not just talking about why we point fingers. I'm talking about the dangers, the side effects, the problems that come from blaming others instead of taking responsibility for what you have done wrong. So today, I will show you the dangers of blaming others. Number one, the first danger of blaming others is that you become suspicious of everyone and then you create unnecessary enmity. You know where you think everybody is after you. You think people are out to get you, and so you tell yourself, I must protect myself. You tell yourself, I must make sure they don't get me. You tell yourself, I must be on the alert, I must be on the watch. And that becomes your lifestyle. That becomes your mindset. That becomes your orientation. That becomes your disposition. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are always on guard. How would you live like that? You start to believe that everybody is after you. You become suspicious of everything. Anything somebody says, you start to look at it and say, what is the underlying meaning? What is she trying to say? What is he trying to say? No, hold on. This is not a literal thing. Let me try and find out. Let me connote something from this. Let me find out what they are trying to say. Let me tweak it. That's not a way to live. When you start apportioning blames to people, to everybody but yourself, you start to think that people are after you. You start to worry. You start to fear. You start to become a skeptic. You no longer see the bright side of life because you feel that everybody is after you. People want something from you. Nobody is trustworthy. You start to feel that you must protect yourself. You must shield yourself. And then you start to separate yourself from people because you can no longer trust them, because you no longer have faith in them, and because you think they're up to something. They have to have something in mind. There's something they want to gain. There's something they want from all this. And so I must make sure they don't get that thing. I must make sure they don't get whatever it is they're after. I'm here. I'm on guard. I'm on the alert. You get tired of that. You will get tired of that. If you do not take blame for something that has gone wrong, and you start looking for how to point fingers, how to allege that it is this person, how to concoct stories and say it is that person, then you're not going to grow. You are going to stay stunted, and you're going to remain in this place of mental, emotional, even physical unrest because you are always on the guard. You're always like this, fortified, ready to fight. You're always on the edge. You can never really relax. You can never really calm down. And when you cannot calm down, when you cannot think of anything but battles, but fighting, but warring, then you find out that you cannot grow. You can't even think of good thoughts. You cannot even think of creative thoughts. You cannot be creative because you are always suspicious. You cannot build anything. You cannot sustain anything because you are always thinking that anybody that wants to collaborate with you wants to steal from you. You think they are up to something. They want to take your company. And so you are carrying the whole load on your shoulders and you're trudging on alone. going all alone. Even though the company is suffering, you don't care, you are doing it alone, suspicious, fearful of everybody, skeptical, and you're going alone. There's only so much you can do when you're working alone. There's only so much, because then you will not hire staff. Then you will not get a contract, because you don't have the manpower, you don't have the resources, because you're doing everything by yourself. That is one of the side effects of being suspicious. When you are always suspicious of people, you cannot trust anybody, you cannot build anything with anybody, and so your achievements will be diminished. You can achieve only the bare minimum. That is, if you even get to that threshold, you will achieve little or nothing, because there is only so much you can do by yourself. Only so much that you can do by yourself. And when you're always blaming people, everybody becomes your enemy. Nothing anybody says can be taken at face value. You always want to see the underlying message. You always want to say, what are you saying? And then you start creating enemies everywhere. You don't have friends anymore, because you cannot trust people. Because you rather blame, you rather point fingers and say, it's that one, he did that, she did this, look at what they did, this is what they said. Come on, friendships are not built that way, by pointing fingers. Of course not. They're not built that way. People don't stay in hostile environments. When you make that bubble of yours, you make that bubble and you think it encloses you. Does it protect you from all the necessary things that you need that come with friendships? Now that brings me to my second point. When you are always pointing fingers and blaming people, you will have no friends. And because you have no friends, you will have no network, no connections. Remember that some of our friends, our old schoolmates, our classmates, our friends from way back, our childhood friends, have all grown up just as we have. And today they can become some of our most solid, most useful connections that can link us up and help us in our lives, help us in our businesses, help us in our careers. But when you decide to put yourself in a bubble, you decide that you don't want friends, you decide that you will point fingers at everybody and everything that passes, and you cannot sustain friendships, you cannot sustain relationships. Where are you going to get that network? Remember that networking is very important to your growth as an individual. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need a network, you need solid connections, you need people that you can trust. But when you go about pointing fingers, distrusting people, blaming everybody but yourself, taking no responsibility for mistakes that you have made, how are you going to have the connection? Where will the network come from? Where will those age-long relationships be sustained? Is it from pointing fingers? Is it by saying it is him, it is her, it is not me? Is it by doing that? Is that how you intend building and sustaining the relationship? When you apportion blames to people and you reserve none for yourself, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You are cutting ties, you are severing ties, and you're letting people go, people who could have been useful connections. You are building up walls and putting yourself in a cocoon. It's not a cocoon of safety, it is a cocoon of solitude. And you need to know the difference. You need to know the difference. Know where you're putting yourself in a cage and where you're putting yourself in a bubble of safety. Know which is which, because you could mistake one for the other. If you're not careful, you could mistake one for the other. That leads me to tip number 3 on the dangers of blaming others. This is the most important point, and I want you to take note of it. When you blame every other person but yourself for everything that is going wrong in your life, you stop looking within. What does it mean to look within? It's to assess yourself. It's to analyze yourself and look at yourself critically, without any bias, without your pride or your ego getting in the way. It is to assess what you have done. Assess what you have done in the past. Assess where you're coming from, your history. Assess where you are today and see what you have been doing wrong. Look at your patterns. Scrutinize your past and see what it is that you have been repeating over the years that has kept you from becoming your very best. I told you that this is the most important thing because it is something that I experienced myself. For a very long time, I blamed everybody but myself for what was going on in my life. I blamed the government, I blamed my parents, I blamed my friends, I blamed the economy, I blamed everybody but myself. But something happened. I don't even know how it happened, but it happened. And all of a sudden I said to myself, hold on a minute, just hold on. All right, remove the government from the equation. What are you doing wrong? And I said to myself, okay, I'm not being consistent. Okay, we have a problem with consistency. Write that down. And I said, okay, remove your parents from the equation. What are you doing wrong? I said, okay, without my parents in the equation, I'm not pushing myself enough. I'm not pushing myself. I'm not inspiring myself. I am not getting off my behind and doing the work that I need to do. I said, okay. So, all right, without your friends in the equation, what are you doing wrong? I said, okay, without my friends in the equation, what I'm doing wrong? I'm not doing the search on my own. I'm waiting for somebody to give me the information. Okay? So we have a problem with you waiting to be spoon-fed information instead of going out there to get the information for yourself. Good. Now we know 3 problems. And so, let's fix these problems. I fixed the consistency problem. Then, I started to push myself. And then, I told myself, come what may, go get the information yourself. Don't wait for second-hand information. You have access to the internet. What is it that your friends want to tell you that is not on the internet concerning this thing you're looking for? Concerning this thing that you really want for yourself? What is it that you cannot access? It's the internet. You are brilliant. Go get it. Go and look for it. And so I said these things to myself. I talked myself into action. And I went out there and I got it. And so today I am more consistent. I push myself. I push myself so much so that if nobody tells me anything about going to get my goals, going to achieve my purpose, I get up every day and I do something. For me, there are no 0 days. I don't know who said that thing, but I listened to it on an inspirational audio. There are no 0 days. No matter what, every day I must put in something that helps me grow. And so I started pushing myself. And like I said, there are no 0 days. No matter how tiny, I must do something that contributes to my growth, that contributes to my progress, and that helps me actualize my dreams and my purpose. And then, not just that, I went out and I got the information. I went out there and I put in the work and I got the information for myself and I pushed myself and I decided this thing, I will stick to it. I will stick to it and it must produce the results that I desire. I will keep putting in the work. I will keep doing the work. And that is what I did. And today, I am much better off than I was when I was sitting on my behind and waiting for everybody and pointing fingers and blaming everybody but myself. So today, I take full responsibility for my successes and for my failures. I take full responsibility. So no matter what it is, I say, Monica, it's on you. It is on you. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, you brought that upon yourself. Did you do the work? If you did the work, well done, bravo. But if you didn't, girl, you gotta do the work. You gotta do the work whether you want to or not. So I just push myself, I motivate myself. And that is the same thing you have to do. Stop blaming people, because when you blame people, you don't look within. And when you are distracting yourself with pointing fingers, you will not realize that what you need is within you. I'm telling you, what I needed was already in me. All that time I spent blaming everybody, pointing fingers, I didn't realize that what I needed was in me. I didn't realize that I needed to put my skills to use. I did not realize that I needed to put that energy I was using to point fingers, put it into me and bring forth something beautiful, something great, something that will impact the world. I didn't realize that. And that brings me to the next point. Because you are not looking within, there's something that will keep happening. That is continuous failure. You will continue failing. It's simple. It has an easy explanation. You don't even need to think deeply. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not doing the work. You're spending all that time and all that energy blaming everybody but yourself. You are blaming your uncle because he has so much money and he did not set up a business for you. You are blaming your mother because, yes, she has money but she's not spending it on you. You are blaming your teachers, saying that they failed you. You are supposed to graduate with a first class, but now you have a third class. You are blaming everybody but yourself. That's what you're doing. That's what you're spending your time doing. There is a principle of sowing and reaping. What are you sowing? You are sowing complaints. You are sowing blame. You are portioning blame. Are you sowing in any work? Are you putting in any work from which you are going to earn a living? No, you're not. Instead, you're spending your time, your energy, and your years complaining. So where do you expect that money is going to fall from? Where do you expect that you will earn an income from if all you do is complain? It's simple. It's common sense. It is pure logic. I mean, you can see that for yourself. You're not putting in the work. You're not creating content. You're not writing. You don't have a job. You're not doing anything with your skills. And you stay there thinking that all that time, all that energy you spend poking fingers at others will give you something. No, it won't give you anything. All it will give you is discord. All it will give you are new enemies. All it will give you is people distancing themselves from you. All it will give you is you being in perpetual anger, because you're always going to be angry and resentful. You just end up being resentful at people for no reason, for no justified reason, thinking that they owe you something. And then after the resentment, of course, with the resentment comes entitlement. You start to feel entitled, like people owe you something. You will keep failing because you're not doing anything. You are not doing anything that is earning you a living. It is simple. You're not putting in the work. You are not doing anything for which you should be paid. You're not doing anything, and so you will keep failing. And then the irony is that instead of you to come to realization that because you are not doing anything, you cannot earn, you will say your enemies are after you. You will keep blaming more and more people, looking for more people to blame, looking for more relationships to cut off. You will keep blaming them. And so it is a cycle, a sick cycle for you, because you are repeating the same thing. You are repeating the same thing. You are doing the same thing. And nothing good is coming out of it. Total waste of time. And that brings me to the fifth and final danger of blaming others. All that time you spend blaming others, you are wasting your time. And by extension, you are wasting your life. You know your life is made up of time, right? Today you're 1 year old, next year you're 2 years old, you're 3 years old, you're 4 years old, and so on and so forth. It's all about time. It is time, it is the years, it's the moments, it's the minutes, it's the hours, it is the decades, and time is going. If you spend so much time in that limbo, in that place of stagnation, in that place where there is no growth, in that your comfort zone of pointing at everybody but yourself, you are going to end up wasting your time. You are going to end up achieving nothing. You are going to end up becoming a failure. I don't like that word failure. I don't like it. But if you're not careful, that is what you are going to be. If you spend all your time blaming everybody but yourself. Instead of you to look within, instead of you to use your skills, instead of you to develop capacity, instead of you to do something that is worthwhile and make a legacy for yourself, you spend all that time pointing fingers at everybody. You will just end up being a failure. If you keep doing that for a long time, if you remain in that zone, if you remain in that mindset, if you remain in that place where you are not tapping into your creativity, you are not using your skills, you are not achieving anything, you will find out that a time will come when you are now too old, too tired, too ill, too feeble to do anything with your skills, your talents, and your energy. There are many people whose lives and purposes have gone down the drain just like that. They have achieved nothing because they spent all their time blaming everybody. They spent all their time whining and crying and apportioning blames instead of saying, okay, I know that things are not what I want them to be. I know that this is not the ideal. I know that this is not the best, but I have to get up. I have to do something. I have to do what I can, where I am with what I have. I have to build something. I have to do something. I can't wait for people. Time is going. Youth is fleeting. Energy is dwindling. So you have to do something today. Stand up and tell yourself, I have to do something today. Stand up. Now, this moment, get up. Get up this moment and tell yourself, I will no longer wait for somebody to come and rescue me. Nobody is coming to rescue me. So I must stand up for myself today. Take that vow to yourself. Make a solemn vow. Be serious about this and realize that indeed nobody is coming to save you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares until you care. Have you heard that? Nobody cares until you care. If you don't care about your life and you rather sit there watching movies and say it's the government, it's my parents, it's my friends, oh, I don't have an education. You're blaming everything, you're blaming everyone, you say the system is against you, and you're not doing anything. It shows that you don't care enough to stand up. You don't care enough to do something for yourself, so why should I care? Why should anybody else care? Give us a reason to care. If you don't care that much, you don't even bother. You're just there waiting. You are waiting while your life is drifting away. You are sitting there and blaming people and blaming the system, blaming the economy, your parents, the government, your friends, your lack of education. You are blaming all of them for where you are and your underachievement. You are blaming them for that. The years are going. You're getting older. I hope you know that. If you stay and say you're looking for a job, you're looking for a job, you're looking for a job, I hope you know that they are saying that they employ now from 18 to 25 for some people. Banks will tell you that if you're older than 25, don't bother applying. I hope you know that. There are some jobs that have age limits and you are slowly but surely getting out of that bracket. You are leaving that bracket and you are still there mourning and bemoaning your fate. Instead of you to get up and look for something to do, you are waiting for somebody to come and hand it to you on a platter. You are sitting there like a king and waiting for somebody to come and say, you can have this, you can have that. My dear, there are billions of people in the world, and trust me, nobody cares about you. I'm not being mean. I wish somebody had told me this the way I'm telling it to you. Nobody cares about you. If you stay there and you go hungry, if you stay there and you age, if you stay there and you do nothing for yourself, you don't actualize purpose, you don't achieve your dreams, my dear, nobody cares. People are not going to chase you down and say, please, please, come and do something with your life. Please, please, come and use your skills. Please, please, come and do something great. If you don't want to do something great, if you don't want to achieve anything, if you want to become a failure, you can as well sit there. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is what I call hard truth. This is what I call tough love. And I wish somebody gave it to me when I was sitting down on my behind like you. Because I was who I was. Oh yes, I was. For the longest time, I was. I am just glad that I realized myself on time. That's my joy. Because imagine doing this, you turn 40, then you're 50, and you're 60. You got to retirement age, but you didn't do anything. You're 60 now. We're happy for you. Happy birthday. But what have you achieved at 60? You're waiting for the government. You're blaming your parents. They are long dead. Are you still blaming dead people? You're blaming dead people for something that they cannot come and change. It is only you that can change it. Only you can fix it. Yes, it may be the mistake of your parents, but it's only you that can fix it. And guess what? It is only you that will suffer the consequences of that thing, because the parents are long gone. So you sit down there blaming everybody. You've just turned 60 and you're not doing anything. You've achieved nothing. You cannot keep blaming ancestors for what they have done. You have to do something for yourself. You don't get a trophy for blaming people for your woes and your failures. Yes, your parents made mistakes. They shouldn't have done what they did. But they cannot take it back. They cannot take it back. And so it's now up to you to fix the mess, because it is you who will bear the pains, face the consequences of the mistakes your parents made. It's your life. It is your life. What are you going to do about it? Sit there and cry. Sitting there and crying will do nothing. Sitting there and crying will do nothing. Trust me on that. I know. I've been there. I've done that. And I achieved nothing doing that. That's why I'm telling you. Get up now. Not tomorrow. Now. Get up. Quick, 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 quick. Get up. Get up. Get up. Leave the couch. Leave the bed. Get up. Use this life and do something. Utilize your energy now. You will not always be this young. You will not always have the energy. You will not always have the time. Do something now. I'm talking to you. Get up. Get up. You're still sitting there. Get up. What is that? What is that? You think you're so useless that you can't achieve anything. My dear, you have so many skills. There is so much of you that the world needs to see and hear and feel. It doesn't matter what area of life. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Get up and put those skills to use. Get up and show the world what you have got. You don't know you're a great man. You don't know you're a great woman. You don't know that your name can be written in the sands of time for greatness. Don't you know how talented you are? Do you not know what immense skills and treasures you carry in you? If you don't know, I'm telling you that you are so rich. You are rich in talent. You are rich in skills. You have abilities. And the world needs to see you. The world needs to hear you. The world needs to know about you. And we cannot know about you sitting on that couch. We can't. We need to see you do your thing. We need to see you step up and shine forth. We are waiting. The world is waiting. Imagine if great people did not do what they are known for. How will we know? How will we know that we too have greatness? Because when you put out your greatness there, it shows others, hey, you've got it too. It reflects. It is a light that people see and they say, let me look within. What have I got? What is in me? If you can do this, then I can. Even if not in the same capacity, even if not with the same skills, I can do something great. I can do something enormous. I can do something remarkable. And they're inspired. Let your life inspire people. Let your life count for something. Don't you get scared of leaving this world without putting your name in the sands of time for good. Does it not terrify you? Because it terrified me and I got up. So you should get up. It is scary to live like you were never born. Nah. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. You have to put your name in the book. The history books, they have to have your name there. You have to put your name. You have to stamp it and make it known and let the world know, yes, I was here. So that when you're gone, the world will say, yes, you were here, and we felt your presence. Even long after you're gone, we still feel your presence. Get up from your chair. Get up from your bed. Stop lying down. Do something. Get up. Get up and make a mark on the world. Get up and build a legacy. Get up and do something unforgettable. Yes, I've sounded tough. And I have sounded harsh. But you know it is from a place of love. Fellow inspirers, I love you all so much. And I would not want you to go through what I have gone through before I stepped out and became my full self, before I came into my own. And that is why I had to talk to you with tough love. It comes from a place of love. I thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have been inspired to get off that couch and go build a name and a legacy for yourself. Thank you for giving me your time. Please drop your comments below and tell me how this video has inspired you to aspire for more, to do more, to achieve more, and to become your very best. Also, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. That is your way of supporting me. Please subscribe to this channel. And do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like and share my videos. Thank you for giving me your time. I hope you keep watching this channel and keep being inspired and motivated, for that is what we love doing here at Inspirer Central. Don't forget to be an inspiration. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much. Inspirer Central. Inspirer Central.